Hello everyone, I am Swapneel Paul. I secured a rank of 431 in Civil Service Examination 2016 conducted by UPSC. I am an electrical engineering graduate from NIT Silchar and I started my preparation in 2014, in the beginning of 2014, and I gave my first attempt in 2014 itself, in which I went to the interview. I couldn't make it through. In 2015 I was allotted the Indian Postal Service cadre, and finally in 2016 most probably I'll be getting IRS customs. So I am here to discuss with you some of the nuances for the preparation of essay and GS. As far as essay is concerned, I have taken my test series last year from VVR under the esteemed guidance of Venkanna sir and Ashutosh Nath Jha sir, who have guided me a lot, and so I was able to score a respectable 140 marks in essay. So here I am with the strategy of essay. First of all, the main thing that one has to do in the essay paper is to select the essay which you would write. There are two groups. One consists of mostly the philosophical types and the other consists of the current affairs. As far as the philosophical essays are concerned, it is very important to choose them judiciously if it comes. And as far as the current affairs are concerned, choose the topics in which you are the most comfortable. Suppose if you find economy the easiest, then one should go for the economics topic. If one finds he or she is more comfortable with polity, then definitely the political topics. And as far as the philosophical essays are concerned, we should be very judicious in choosing them, because if we write it properly, we will be able to score very good marks in philosophical essays, but there is a chance for it to go in the other side also. So after choosing the topic, we have to read the topic again and again to understand what the topic exactly demands. For example, any essay related to women empowerment would not have the same meaning. Suppose an essay came that until development is engendered, it would be endangered. And there is some essay that women should be a part of every international arrangements or agreements. Both the essays are related to women empowerment, but both demands different things. So we have to read the topic over and over again to understand what the essay really demands. After that, we have to frame a blueprint. There are three basic parts of any essay. The first is the introduction, next comes the body, and then the conclusion. As far as the introduction is concerned, there can be three ways to start off. First is the way to start off by giving the definition or explaining the topic itself. The second way is to start off the essay with a quote from a thinker or from an eminent personality. And the third way, which I say the sensationalized start, is based on giving a case study and starting the essay directly. But in most of the cases, we should go for the first two, because the third one should be resorted to only when one is completely averse with the topic, that one is sure that he or she is very much comfortable with it, or the essay may go either ways. Then comes the body. The body is the main part of the essay which would give the main score. Here we have to give the justification of whatever stand we would take in that particular essay from one paragraph to another, and every paragraph should be linked with the other. That's a very important thing, because at times we concentrate on the points so much that we give least concern whether there is a coherence between one paragraph and the next one to it. So if there is no coherence within the paragraph, once an examiner reads the essay, he won't find that lucidity, howsoever much the points are valid. So there should be complete coherence and linkage between one paragraph to another as far as possible. And the third part is the conclusion. Conclusion in an essay in UPSC doesn't only mean the stand that we take. Along with the stand that we take, we have to write certain points consisting of what we seek for that particular topic, the thing which we call the way forward. In the way forward, for simple essays in topics like economy or polity, we can write steps to be followed by citizens, steps to be followed by the media, steps to be followed by the NGOs, steps to be followed by the government, and what steps to be followed taking into account the present environment, political and economic conditions. So these are for the simple essays. And as far as the philosophical essays are concerned, even ending can be done as we did the beginning, giving the quotes or a sensationalized ending. So in order to score good in an essay, we have to have first of all coherence, a good introduction, a body having good coherence as well as good content, and thirdly introduction, because before giving the marks, just before giving the marks, an examiner would read the conclusion. So conclusion too is very important. Now I would come to the nuances of my general studies preparation. Well, general studies preparation, the papers that are given in the general studies are not in silos. Everything is linked with one another. So the preparation is such that we can't ever say that whether you are preparing GS2 or GS3 or GS1, because even the questions that comes nowadays, mostly they are very dynamic, and every question or most of the questions in some way or the other is related to current affairs. So the sine qua non for the preparation of GS is to be very much averse or abreast with what is going on currently. Then comes the subject wise preparation. First of all, GS paper 1 consists of 3 parts. First is history, second is the social issues, and third is geography. For history, there are 3-4 parts again. Ancient, medieval and culture part, from which we need just to study the basic books, and howsoever much we study, the amount of cost benefit ratio in culture is very much less if we compare with the other topics in the paper, because only 2 questions are coming and the syllabus is huge. So try to limit the study material in culture. Any basic book would do, because the questions generally asked are very big topics, they don't go into much depth. So any particular source for culture would do. Next comes modern India. Modern India is a very important part, because 3 to 4 questions comes every year, and secondly anything from modern India can be used in other subjects as well, like ethics and essay. So modern India, one should be very much abreast with modern India, it would help you in prelims as well. So for that I studied the Spectrum book, which I have studied a number of times, and try to make it on your fingertips, the Spectrum book, if you read, or any other book that you resort to. Next comes post-independence, consolidation and world history. These are the 2 parts we generally overlook while preparation, but they are very important, because the questions are very simple from those parts and all the big issues are asked. So any material that one follows should suffice, because it is one question was asked on West Africa, and we need not bother about the depth questions in those parts, because in relative marking it affects its effect is completely negligible. For example, West Africa question was not answered by most of the people I asked. So it hardly matters whether one answers those questions or not. But the important questions, or the questions that are asked from the big topics, should not be left out. So world history and post-independence consolidation too forms an important part. Now comes the social issue part. From my experience in this paper, I felt that one has to write answers giving current examples and what one thinks about that particular issue, rather than what has been given in the book or the academic journals. So social issue is a subject which one can prepare just by studying the newspaper and gathering some information about the current things that are going on in the country. rather than just prescribing or just reading one book for it, I would say the preparation for social issues is an open-ended one. Next comes the geography part. Nowadays, if one sees, the geography questions that are asked are mostly concentrated on current affairs. Like for example, Digital India, Smart City. So, Yojana is a very good magazine as far as geography is concerned. And as far as physical geography is concerned, one can incorporate the current changes happening due to climate change in those answers as well. For example, there was a question on air mass in 2016 CSE. In that question, I incorporated a current affair related to Storm Frank, which took place in higher middle latitudes, and which was able to travel to the pole and melt the glaciers in North Pole. So in that way, the air mass is causing great amount of distortions in the existing environmental condition in that particular area. So there was a current affair. So definitely if one incorporates that current affair in the geography answer, it would come handy. So even geography, in the geography preparation, one should concentrate on current affairs as well, not only in silos preparing just geography books. Next comes paper 2. Paper 2 is one of the papers we concentrate the most, but the scoring is very less. But the ones who